Hi, this is Lori McDonald. You're joining me here today at my Piano Pizzazz tutorial where we're working through the songs in A Perfect 10 by Melanie Bobber. This is book 5 and you'll see that this month we're working on the song called Bagatelle, which is our contemporary selection. Now this one was written by Alexander Tcherepnin. It's a modern piece written in the 1900s. So you have your Baroque period back in the 1600s, your classical period in the 1700s, your romantic in the 1800s, and then your modern or contemporary period in the 1900s. Okay, so some of the things that mark contemporary music is that it's very, it's kind of, I want to say it just clashes. A lot of times you're going to hear dissonance. You're going to hear sounds that are unique that were not played in the other periods. So it's almost like the musicians of the contemporary period just wanted to try some different unique sounds. Sometimes they'll even take off the lids off of the grand piano and they'll play and struck the keys, the strings on the inside while playing the keys on the outside just to create some very strange sounds. So you'll find that this piece has some strange sounds. We're not going to have you crawling into your piano to play the strings or anything, but just listen to the piece and see what you think about it. It's very unique. The more that you practice it, the more you're going to like it. Before I play it, I do want to mention that every note in this song has an articulation, a special articulation. So I love Pinterest, so I went onto my Pinterest and I saved a pen from music notes that goes over each of those articulation marks. The first one is the accent. I know all of you know the accent. When you just press a note a little bit harder for emphasis, it's a stronger attack on the note. You're going to begin each of the phrases here at the beginning, 1, 2, and 3 with that attack. It's a little bit stronger. It kind of has like a sound that you might hear in Native American Indian music. It has a little bit of that feel to it. 1, 2, and 3. All right, the second section of notes right there has a different marking under it. It has this little strong little V going up, and you'll see that right there is a little bit of a mix between the marcato right here. The marcato is one that goes above or underneath right here, and also the staccatissimo. All right, so these two also are accents which indicate that the note or the chord or passage is to be played louder and more forcefully than the surrounding music. It's going to have a light, detached kind of feel to it, so it sounds a little bit different than these ones before it. So you'll hear a little bit of difference. Over here in measure 3, you see these little lines that are going underneath. That word is tenuto. You'll see sometimes it's above or below the note, and that just means to hold or push into the note a little bit more. So I'm going to put this up on the screen for you so you'll be able to see this a little bit more clearly. But I think that you're going to be able to hear the different types of accents or staccatos as I play the song. So see what you think. Okay, so you'll see that this piece is very unique and it has different things happening, and I did want to show you a little bit about the pedal markings as well. When you begin the piece, you don't need the pedal, but later here where you have these tenuto markings right here on measure 3 and 4, you're going to see that again over here on the second page a little bit. They do want you to add the pedal just to make it sound a little bit more dragging right here. See how how it kind of drags that in a little bit. You may have noticed the time signature. Also, there's 4 beats in each measure. That's what the top number tells us. And the 2 at the bottom means that the half note gets 1 beat. So you're going to be really focusing in on the notes on the song, probably more than the rhythm. The notes over here in this section, you may have noticed your hands cross over top of each other, and they're also playing notes that are side by side, creating a lot of dissonance. I'm going to show you again close up where it starts here, going into measure 6. Notice that the right hand is playing a G octave while the left hand is playing the F octave. So this whole passage is going to be clashing at a fortissimo dynamic. That all of that's clashing, and then they give you no rest to get your left hand up under your right hand. So your right hand is playing G, your left hand is playing F, and you're going to play softly. And then they want you to change your finger numbers here. Notice it changes to 4. And right there it's tricky with the finger numbers. Let me try that again. Put your 1 under. Right in through there on measure 9, they have particular finger numbers to help you keep your hands cleared of each other so that you don't run into each other. I'm going to do that one more time, starting back here at measure 6. Okay, so that's the trickiest part about that song. That section, that's actually pretty fun to play because it is so unique. Also at the end, I really like this part on measure 15 where you have your C, E flat, B flat, C right there. And it goes up 1, 2, 3 places here. So you have to quickly get from the highest C down back to the C's right here, the middle C, the treble C, and the bass C. And then back up quickly, and then back down. So you don't want the speed to get too carried away. You want to keep it kind of slow, kind of marcato, just a very strict rhythm. And then the faster you're able to move your hands to all of those little special spots, the faster you can take the song. So this song actually required the most practicing out of all of the songs in this book. So some of you may find it easier for your fingers. I found it a little bit more difficult, but I think that we'll all be able to learn from this selection. Enjoy your practicing.